Today we're talking daddy issues, WAP, dating during Corona, and more on today's Imperfect Gentlemen show. And we are live from the Comedy Store, and you know what that means. You're listening to the one and only impeccable, impenetrable sounds of Teron Von Gossary alongside
Mr. George Corey, the ambassador of positive energy and refinement.
And we are
Imperfect Gentlemen,
the show that brings expert female panelists to help guide us on our society's much-needed quest to become better men.
Much needed.
More now than ever, I feel like.
Man.
I feel like more now than ever. I do want to give a shout out to our live audience. We have my good friend Ari, the Corona lawyer, is in the building. Paris, the concierge pharmacist. Sarah Yos, who is the owner of a silky soft underwear made from sustainable bamboo. Rich Rotella, whose Project Derek is killing it on the waves. And of course, congratulations to Nesma for getting engaged to Mo. I don't know how you found someone to marry you, but you did. Today, our expert female panelists are CEO, host, and motivational coach Yasmin Tabakoli and TV host and blogger Lauren Menarji.
Welcome.
What's up? You guys, that was your introduction was hype, and then you guys said nothing.
Hi!
No, it's too late now.
You can keep going. You can keep going.
Yo, that was like the podcast version of why aren't you smiling? That was the same. That was like the same feel. What's up, you two?
Very excited to be here.
Talking to the mic.
I'm very excited to be
I
here.
don't even like this is.
I'm gonna remove this from this.
Now
Yeah,
it's
okay.
the podcast version of faking an orgasm. It's like now we're going from one
Oh
extreme to
gosh,
the other.
Tron. You know what it is? We got the COVID jitters, all right? This is our, we're out here.
We're in
And-
person.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is crazy.
We've all been socially distanced. We've been quarantined. And now, like, I forgot what human contact felt like. All I got is my little Cheagle at home. So this is a new experience for me.
You will work in your dog
Anytime,
any way
man.
you can.
Follow him, Chaco the Cheagle. He's a
Have you-
Chihuahua and Beagle mixed.
Have you actually been social distancing?
Yes, 1,000%.
Okay, you're not social distancing right now.
This
However,
is the first time that
okay, I will give you that.
that I break it.
Lauren,
George is a germaphobe over here.
1,000%.
George is a germ, and you should be.
Yeah.
You know what germaphobes don't get? Herpes. So, you know what? I'm okay
Coronavirus.
with that. You know,
Yeah.
no germaphobe has ever gotten HIV. You know what I'm saying? Magic Johnson used to eat food off the ground. That's a real thing. It's
Come
not
on,
me.
Teron.
I don't write
No,
the
that's-
rules. I don't write
believe,
the rules.
I don't believe that.
That is a real thing. He believed in the 3-second rule. That's not a real thing either. Have you been social distancing?
I have. The first 3 months, my mom was in town, so I was super nervous.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't want
what's
to get
up.
her sick. And then just here and there, I've been doing little things like going to the beach, but all outdoors because, you know, you got to keep yourself
Because
sane,
Corona
too.
doesn't work outdoors. It only works indoors.
Yeah.
Yasmin, you've been social distancing?
I mean, I was social distancing more in the beginning, but obviously George and I did a bunch of parodies together, so I don't know what exactly he's talking about because he and I have hung out a lot.
Whoa.
So
Why did you
Call
just
him out,
shade
girl.
throw
Call him
that
out.
shit?
I'm just saying. So,
This
Well, we
is-
did maintain.
but we did only
social-
social distance
did.
like with each other. We were like a clique, like nobody else.
This is the podcast equivalent of you just got caught cheating, bro. Like you never hung out with me once because you said I
Yo,
have
this
Corona.
is a true story.
Yeah,
So-
but we were doing parodies. You weren't doing Disney parodies
but wait,
with him.
Yasmin, listen to this. We did do the parodies. They were awesome. Teron literally drove to my place. He's the only friend in the world. I had a friend who manufactures masks, never sent them to me. Teron drove in the middle of the COVID war
No,
zone.
in the beginning when it counted.
But, like when it counted. To give me a mask. And I
Masks.
wouldn't even meet with him. I said, throw it at me. I wouldn't
gave
even
him, like, a
grab the
legit
mask.
mask.
And he's saving my life.
Yeah.
Aw,
Because I
that's
believed
so
in the mask
sweet.
thing before everyone else. When people were making fun of me, I was about that mask life, right? Because when else in time will you be able, as a person of color, wear a mask and go into a bank and they thank you? That's never gonna happen ever again in the history of United States of America. Like that's a real thing.
I can't argue that.
I've
True.
learned
That's a good
I've
point.
learned a lot of things about myself during Corona. Have you actually learned anything about yourself? Like
Yes.
during Corona?
Yeah.
I feel like it's time to self-reflect, right? What have you learned? What skills do you have that you did not have before?
Are you ready for mine or you want to go first?
You can go first.
This is what I learned, all right?
Ladies first, George.
All right, ladies
you
first.
go
You're
first.
right. I need a
Perfect
preach
gentleman.
refinement. I need a preach
See,
refinement.
this is
Yasmin,
what the show's about.
please go first.
Well, I mean, first of all, my Instagram account was private prior to COVID. I decided to make it public during COVID because I started doing these Instagram live talks with doctors and different people, interviewing them. So I feel like that's been my way of giving back.
Yo, can I say something? George and I have been watching your Instagram lives, and honestly, they're the scariest things. Like, because you bring these experts, and they are the WebMDs of Instagram talk. Like, any symptom, George was honestly like, I have corona, I'm going to die. Every 2 weeks, he would be like, I'm still alive.
Oh my
I
God.
made it through. I made it through.
Literally.
I'm just curious, who told you to make your profile public?
Mr. George Corey.
Yeah.
Are you just trying to take
Ladies
credit?
first. Ladies
Stop
first.
trying to take credit for
Ladies
Yasmin. So
first,
you've been
bro.
doing IG things and learning about COVID. Lauren, what have you learned about yourself?
Well, I'm a fantastic cook. I've spent a lot of time in the kitchen. And number 2, I love taking walks with all the retirees in Marina Del Rey.
You know what's
So-
funny? If you said that sentence in a different order, I'm a fantastic cook and I like taking number 2s. Like that could have been the direction you went, but you didn't. And that's
I added on, Tyrone.
Yeah.
Added on.
yeah. So you're a cook and you take long walks on the beach.
Yes.
Sure. So you're single. George, what have you learned about yourself?
All right, so Lauren learned how to cook, right? I ran out of food, and I learned that if you only have cookies and peanut butter left, and you combine them, you take 2 cookies and put peanut butter in the middle, it slaps. It's the best thing I've ever eaten.
So
in my
basically, you're from the hood now? Basically, you're just every kid in the hood ever?
Maybe. But you know what? I've survived the hood, and I never knew that key. So
You know, I've learned that I'm actually a pretty decent cook myself, and I cook, I clean. I'm basically the housewife I've always wanted. Like, I never realized. So if there's anyone single out there, guy or girl at this point, because rent's due, so I'll just do whatever it takes.
So Teron,
You
I've
know what I'm
known you
saying?
for a long time. Would you cook for me?
No. Here's the thing. You don't have money. Like, I'm only cooking for rich. Like, if you don't live in the hills, I'm not cooking for you.
So WeHo's not enough? You made me move from EHO to WeHo.
Yeah.
And it's still not enough for
I've
you?
increased your life. I've increased your life. You know what I'm
Jeez.
saying? You have to. Here's what we need to learn to appreciate. Every house husband and housewife in the Hollywood Hills, they're the real heroes. They're the real heroes putting in that work. It's not easy to live in those hills.
But do they know about the peanut butter and cookies is my question.
No, because they don't need to. They can
No.
afford peanut butter cookies. Like, that's the
But
point of
they're not
living in
as
the
good.
hills.
They're not as good.
That's the point of living in the hills. I also learned that I have this incredible skill of purchasing any movie that I purchase will be free on Amazon or Netflix the next day. Like, no matter what movie. Like, I bought Just Mercy. Even Michael B. Jordan didn't buy Just Mercy. I bought Just Mercy. Like, I watched it.
You know it was free for the entire month of June for
Yo,
every
please
single
don't
person
be
ever.
that person. I support. Okay? I show love. I support. So if I knew it was going to be free, I wouldn't have purchased it. No one should purchase that movie. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good movie,
No,
though.
it's not. Stop
Yes,
doing that.
it is. It's a really great movie depicting the horrors that we have in our society. And you, as someone who is an advocate and also half black, should know that.
I do know that, and that's why I'm telling you it's not a good movie. Like, I watched it.
now. Can you drop the mic on him?
You can drop the mic and pick
Drop
it
the
back
mic.
up because it's not a good. You know what's a good movie? Malcolm X. Spike Lee's Malcolm X is a good movie. Just Mercy was just a paycheck. Like, they literally just got paid to do that movie.
American History X.
Yeah. If I was a Nazi, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I need everyone to understand. Right now, this is like 2020's been the longest Black History Month ever. That's what it's like. Everyone knows. Everyone's quoting Martin Luther King.
Well-
Everyone knows Martin Luther King.
There's some truth behind that. I want Lauren to share a story. She had a friend, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And this video went viral, okay? And it has to do with Black History Month. Lauren, I'm going to let you take the floor and tell the story.
So my best friend Chanel was, she lives on Hollywood Boulevard, and this was back in February before coronavirus started, and she was just, of course, on her Instagram talking about how she's run a certain amount of miles. She was training for this half marathon. So proud. Got canceled, and then someone ran by her and said, "Can I curse on this?"
Don't try to censor.
You
Try
can
to censor.
Censor it.
Move B word. Get out of the.
Get out the way.
effing
Maybe they were just
way.
rapping ludicrous lyrics.
Get out
Move!
the. You
Get
would
out the
You
way.
would think so, and then they said it's Black History Month, and she was just literally everyone thinks it's staged. Tyga reposted it. Like all these celebrities reposted it. It was not staged.
It wasn't staged, and
such
it
a
wasn't Black
moment.
History Month either. That was the fun part.
It's always Black History Month. Let me correct that real quick.
She got
See, that's what you need to
I
learn.
like the correction.
Thank
expound,
you.
Expound the correction.
That's
I like
because
that.
Black history is American history. Like, there shouldn't be a distinction except for the fact that there should be a spotlight. And that's what we need to realize. It's like Black history is American history, and all Black history is not simply slave history. It's not just justified by slavery and slave history. And all these people quote Martin Luther King to me. Martin Luther King as if he was the king of black people. That's not how Martin Luther King was. King is not his designation. He didn't invent black struggle. He was one of an amazing leader, but one of amazing leaders during the civil rights struggle movement. So that's why we need Black History Month so much, and that's why it's problematic. So tell your friend to move, B. Get out the way. Get out the way.
We laugh about it now. It's a really fun
Where can our
inside
viewers
joke.
see this viral video? Where is it posted right now?
Influencers in the wild. Just
Oh
scrolling down.
Check
And
it
she
out.
gets
Is Chanel white?
recognized. She's South African, funny enough.
No, is she white?
But she's white,
See,
South
okay,
African.
because people say things like she's South. Look.
But
look.
she's from Africa.
Sure, she's from Africa, but if I was in the car with her and a cop pulled us over and was like, "Get on the floor, N-word," she's gonna look at me like, "You better get on the floor." Like, she's not gonna be like, "Actually, officer, I'm from South Africa." I don't know how they speak, but I feel like they have an accent.
It's a really good accent. It's a really
I'm
good
buying
accent.
the accent. I'm buying the accent. I don't
pretty
know
good.
you,
That was pretty
but I'm
good.
buying the accent.
Yeah, so that's why I just want everyone to realize, and it's not like it shouldn't be preachy, it should be reachy, and understand it's not like a handout, it's a hand up. So as long as we realize, no matter how we look at it, we're all in this together. Right wing, left wing, it's the same bird. So I see a lot of division in the world. That's how we need to fix that. And I know George is an advocate. He grew out the fro.
You know, it's funny. Ever since this all happened, my neighbors, a lot of them are white, and they've been treating me so much better. And I don't know if it's because I'm a minority.
But
or
they
it's 'cause
think
I
you're
grew
black,
up-
so they've been nicer to you?
I don't know if it's because I grew out my hair, or if it's just because like I'm a minority, that maybe minorities are getting like
Move the mic closer.
some benefits too. But that's been happening. People are saying hi to me now. They're actually holding the door open for me. They're petting my dog and not running away like
Took
my
it back to the
Chihuahua's
dog.
gonna bite him. I mean, even if my Chihuahua bites you, I'm sorry, my Cheagle, you're not gonna even get hurt. It's gonna be a love bite, you know.
People love dogs more than they love other people, so they're always gonna choose your dog over you.
It is true. So I know all of my neighbors' dogs' names, but I don't know my neighbors' names.
That's so real.
That's
I
so
don't know
funny.
any of my neighbors or their dogs. So how about that? How about them apples? Let's get to know our guests a little better. Let's play a little game we like to say either or. George, would you like to explain?
Yeah, either or. So we're gonna give you two options, right? And there's no gray area. It's either or. You got to pick one of them.
And we may or may not analyze you afterwards.
Psychoanalyze. Psychoanalyze.
So first, either or. Rihanna or Beyonce?
Beyonce.
Beyonce for sure.
George?
Interesting. So I'm gonna actually, I'm sensing a wavelength coming from both of you. I said a word earlier called refinement. Refinement, right? Now, whereas Rihanna in her music, I feel takes more risks as a singer. She takes like different beats, and whereas Beyonce's like more in the groove. All right?
Yeah.
So I feel like both of you are highly refined. So you went with the Beyonce because Beyonce brings that polish, where Rihanna brings more of the rock star and the
Yeah.
unpredicted, and both of you strike me more as polished and refined.
Well, I also enjoy her voice more. I personally think Rihanna is very talented as an artist, as a performer, but I think for me, Beyonce's voice is far superior to Rihanna's.
And honestly, the entertainment value for me, like the girl can dance and she knows how to put on a show, so I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So you're both wrong. Clearly, it's Rihanna. And let me explain why.
It's an opinion, I
Let me
thought.
explain.
Right.
I know you thought that, but let me mansplain this opinion of how wrong you are. First of all,
It means that sarcastically.
I don't.
Oh, gosh.
Psychoanalyzing
Oh,
both
gosh.
of you.
Tried to save me.
Psychoanalyzing both of you off that answer. Both of you were single and listened to the wrong friend.
That doesn't make any sense.
It does.
What? No. How does liking Beyonce, the one that's actually married with kids, how does that equal us being single
Drop
versus
the mic
Rihanna,
again, Yasmin,
who's like,
drop the
come
mic.
on, get out of here with
I'll have
that.
you drop the mic. It's fine. Are you single?
That's none of your business.
Hold on. If I could throw the mic,
I'm not married,
That's the point.
but
Listen,
that doesn't mean.
Beyonce
I mean,
is the bad friend. She's always like to the left, single ladies, boom, boom, boom.
And she got a ring
She's
on
been
it. I'm just
married
saying,
since
though.
Day one. Like she married, and she didn't just marry
No.
anyone. She married Jay-Z. She married.
She did
Jay-Z,
Single
the
Ladies,
ultimate
and
hustler.
then she got the ring from Jay-Z.
Yo.
Yeah.
She did Single Ladies,
She
and
was
then
on
she
it.
got the ring. Come on.
Let me explain who she married. She married Hove, the ultimate hustler player, who, by the way, no one would find attractive if he wasn't rich. He's the
What
epitome.
she's attracted to his talent, Tehran. He is the GOAT.
And his
talent.
personality.
You know
The
what?
goat.
Talent, homeless people never have girlfriends.
Oh my
Talented homeless people don't have girlfriends.
Well, good thing.
Are you
he's
single,
talented
Tehran?
and
You
not-
know, that's
There's a
great
lot of
question.
shade coming towards
That's a great-
us,
but I'm a Rihanna single though.
Oh,
I'm
you're.
a
Oh, okay.
Rihanna single is different than Beyonce single.
Okay,
How so?
Beyonce single is difficult. Rihanna single is with billionaires.
Okay,
That's how I
Rihanna
feel.
single is
Rihanna
like.
single is on her own
This
terms.
is a true story. All right, Tehran and I were out, and Rihanna looked at me for more than 2 seconds. Now at the time, she was dating a guy from the Emirates, I believe, or a
The
Saudi.
Qatari guy, no?
So maybe she thought I was his cousin or something, but it was like a 2.5 second stare.
It was.
Wow.
It was a stare. He did get a stare from Rihanna.
Tehran
He
saw
did.
it.
Rihanna is amazing. Didn't you know that I was a savage? Like, all right, what's your either or, George?
All right, so you're driving pre-COVID. It's pre-COVID. You're driving home from the club with your friends, and you got the munchies. Are you going to McDonald's or Taco Bell?
Oh, why are
Ooh.
those two the choice?
In and out.
Is
Isn't
this
that
all
a
that's
choice?
open? Oh, you know what? It's either or. I
I
believe.
say we
No,
do
actually,
In-N-Out
here's the
or
thing. To be
Chick-fil-A.
fair,
Bougie.
we never force anyone to do what they don't want to do. Just know if you don't choose either or, you're just simply not playing
You could
the game.
bow out.
Okay.
You can
All
do
right,
whatever
all
you
right,
want.
all right.
You can do whatever you want.
Thank you,
I'm
Tehran.
gonna say Taco Bell for me. The Crunchwrap Supreme is pretty magnificent.
So the number 2 joke I made earlier comes back full circle. I just want to point that out.
So, can I ask a question before I
Yes, of
answer? Are
course.
they both equidistant to my from where
Ooh,
I am?
That's,
Yes, they are.
That's an
That's a good
intelligent, amazing
That is
Yasmin
very
question.
that's highly intelligent, and they are because there's many franchises, so they are.
Okay, so if they're assuming they're both equal distance, both of them have the same line, it's not going to make a time difference. I think Taco Bell, because I would only eat Taco Bell if I was drunk. I would never have it sober. Whereas, like, I could tolerate McDonald's sober.
Wow.
I'm
Strong.
learning
That's a
a
good
lot
point.
about both of your souls right
Yeah,
now.
that's a
Wow.
soul searching question. George, would you like to
Yeah.
psychoanalyze?
Well, of course, I'm going to start with Lauren's psychoanalyzation. So Lauren, she gets bored easily. She don't want no plain Jane, okay? She likes some spice in the rice.
Ooh.
She needs to be entertained even after the party. After the party's
After party. That's how it
Exactly.
goes.
So that's why Lauren chose Taco Bell. Yasmin's was a very interesting answer, okay? I heard a removal of guilt, okay? I can have the Taco Bell only because I am drunk, all right? So what Yasmin does is, what I'm sensing, you have set such high standards for yourself that you need to learn how to sometimes say, you know what, it's okay for me to make a mistake.
You know
and
me
be
too well,
imperfect.
so don't
And
put that
thus,
onto the
name
Taco
of
Bell
the show,
situation.
Imperfect Gentlemen is the name of our show, and we invite people to come and embrace themselves and be imperfect with us.
George, have you tried Taco Bell sober?
A million times.
Okay, I tried it only once sober, and it was disgusting compared
know
to
what?
what I
You
thought
gotta
it was
tell
order
you
with
like.
me.
something.
You gotta
But
order-
did you try
I
the
miss
Crunchwrap
Taco
Supreme?
Bell
No, I
so
didn't.
much during Corona that actually when everything opened up, I went and bought a bottle of laxatives just so I could get that feeling. Just so I could get the feeling. You understand?
Yo,
Just so I
you
can
want
get the
to know that
feeling.
feeling? So when I was in high school, we had a Taco Bell eating contest. All right. Now my opponent was vegetarian, so you could only order vegetarian items. So it's apples to apples, or veggies to veggies, or beans to beans. And I had 8.5 bean burritos.
Oh
From Taco-
my god.
Now-
Why is that something you're proud of?
Late
bro?
because well,
Like that's
No,
not
you know
attractive
what?
as a quality.
you know
That's
what?
your best friend, dude.
Yeah, I don't
Because-
know him.
It's because I don't quit. Okay, Tron. I wanted to quit at 4, but I didn't quit. All right.
So you doubled it.
And when Tehran and I were working on a show called Best Friends, guess who quit? Guess who wasn't the best friend? Tehran.
He had 8.5 bean burritos. I'm not chilling with him,
And-
bro. Like that's just
And let me
not.
just say, I don't know
favorable to
about.
me.
Maybe his laxative story is true because it felt that night. It felt like I was pregnant with triplets. And
Yo,
all three
so
of them
anyway,
were kicking in my
Yasmin,
stomach, triple double.
I would like to say this: that both of you I have a very realistic understanding of you. Yasmin is intelligent and amazing, And Lauren is brilliant and adventurous, and that's as simple as it goes.
Oh, wow.
Because
Take it.
for Yasmin to say there's a condition, giving a condition says I set boundaries. I know my limitations. Many people, most of us never do that. We always know what we like. We rarely figure out what we don't like. And that's equally, if not more important. And what Lauren said, spicy. You know what that meant? That meant Ramon. That meant a summer in Spain, in Barcelona.
Do a hair flip.
Just do it. Like her hair started moving in the like.
Teron, can you do that R roll
You
for us?
know what I'm saying? You know what I do well, right? Let's get into our crush. So every week we pick
Oh
a
my
crush.
gosh.
George, would you like to explain the crush theme?
So the way the theme of the crush works is have we picked the department of the
Yes,
crush?
TV mom crush.
TV mom crush. Okay. So we picked the department of the crush. And basically what you do, all right, is you're going to name a person in that category who best fits your likings. So we're
You
gonna
have
do
a crush on
category,
this TV mom.
and then you're going to name the one. It could be the one you relate to the most. It could be the one you have a physical crush on the most, the one that you would learn from the most, one you gravitate towards to. So we want to hear from you.
Could you
who
guys
the
say
TV
it first so we can get
So
it?
mine,
You want our mom?
So mine,
Alright.
I'm already done. Aunt Becky, free Aunt Becky. I don't like the fact that they threw her in prison or whatever they
Which
did with
Aunt
her.
Becky?
The one who paid for her kids and to get into college, because you know what? I wish my mom paid for my college.
Yo, you wish your mom
You know
had
what I'm saying?
paid for your
I
college
wish
money.
I didn't have loads.
Pay for your
And
college
Aunt,
money.
And Aunt Becky,
Yo, you know what? That's real love. Like she went and photoshopped
Yo,
pictures of her kids
yo,
Yeah.
that's
kayaking
love.
or something.
And you know
like,
what? I love Aunt Becky so much that the only other thing I might do with my fro is try and sleek it back when it's long enough to look like Uncle Jesse. I'm
Yes,
with the
there we
cause, yo.
go.
I'm
Yo,
with the cause.
I'm gonna tell you who my celebrity mom is, right? And this is a person who you have to realize was just instrumental in my life, right? And a lot of people don't realize this, but the first Aunt Viv, not second Aunt Viv, first Aunt Viv was my mom crush.
Yeah.
When she was, remember the one episode she did the ballerina dance thing where everyone's young and she went in and then practiced so hard that she killed it? That Aunt Viv. Sheesh, Aunt Viv.
I wonder what she did after that. If she got any more.
She got
roles.
fired. Will Smith and her didn't get
Why?
along.
Didn't get
Will
along,
Smith and her
yeah.
didn't get along. And then she felt like she was underutilized on the show. So they did not
Replaced
renew her
her.
contract and replaced her with light-skinned Aunt Viv. And then light-skinned Aunt Viv came in just a little more bubbly, just a little more chubbly, and she became Aunt Viv. And none of us said a thing.
Wow.
Now, that's something we should have been in the streets protesting. Bring back dark-skinned Aunt Viv.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with that cause. All
So,
right, and our guests.
your
okay,
moms.
have we
The
thought
mom
about the
crushes.
Okay, for me, it's not a specific role, but it's a person, and that's Reese Witherspoon. And I'll tell you why. She's feisty. She's a little one, but she's really feisty because she has created her own production studio. She has casted herself in everything that she does, and everything she's putting out there right now is incredible. So I think she's awesome.
Yo, she's not giving you a job. She's not here.
Right.
So I don't know
Well,
why
you know what, Reese? If you are listening, I'm available.
She should listen.
Just saying.
Reese,
You
just to
have
let you know,
that vibe,
I'm
by the
available
way.
too.
You have that Reese Witherspoon. Don't you feel like she has that vibe?
She's a Reese.
I
no.
wanted to say.
No, I don't.
I wanted
No.
to say, boss recognize boss.
Thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Except she's a boss, and we're all employees. Like we're not. we want to be boss. Yasmin's kind of a boss.
Yasmin's boss.
Yasmin has a company where she's the boss. That's a boss. But the rest of us, paycheck to paycheck. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. You
I
know,
like
letting
the
them
way
know.
you inhaled before.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
He's
That's
like, how
a
do
real
I
thing.
say this?
That's a true thing. That's a real thing. We're literally one stimulus check away from being homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like that 1,200 doesn't come, bruh.
Anytime somebody wants to ask me something I don't want to say, I'm just gonna breathe in real quick and then say it and run off.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
Okay, well, let me say one
Yes.
thing first before I answer this question. In regards to this Lori Loughlin thing, so I firmly believe that it's ridiculous that she would even get jail time, and I'll tell you why. She could have the same amount of money that they gave to this admission officer. They could have literally just paid for a building in USC and it would have been legal and it would have been okay and no one would have said anything. So the fact that just because they gave the money to the admission officer rather than paying the private university for a building to get their kid in, I don't think that this should be something when it's a private university. They should have their own rules, however they want to allow people to get in. I'm sorry, that's my view on that.
I can explain why that's problematic. The reason it's problematic is because how discriminatory is that slippery slope? How does that fall? Where does the privilege end and the discrimination
It doesn't matter. It's a private university, so
Sure.
it doesn't matter.
So what if they just go,
you don't want privilege, go to a public
but
university.
that's not fair. And this is exactly what
That's
people
life.
are upset about. Life sounds unfair, but unfairness and unequal are two very different things. And what you're saying is unequal.
But Tehran, if she had paid the school for a building, that's actually legal. That
Sure.
would have been okay, and her kid would have gotten in.
And technically, that's supposed to be regulated and illegal as well.
But it's
And-
not.
But it's supposed to be. And this was just a spotlight on that. When there's collusion and systemic corruption, there must be a stop to it. And you must make an example of these situations. I will tell you a story about a young black mother who lied about the district
And
she
went to
lived in,
jail?
and she went to jail.
So that's my point. Is she
And
shouldn't have gone to jail.
for 5 years.
She
but
shouldn't
she
have gone
should
to jail
have.
at all. This should be just a little penalty that you pay. That's my point.
Sure.
Our tax dollars should be going towards putting pedophiles and rapists in jail.
100%.
I don't care if
That's
it's
100%,
the
but you
black
can do
mother, the
all of
white
it.
mother, the Asian mother,
You can do
whatever.
all of it.
Any
That's the thing.
school, but just give them a
Arrest
citation.
pedophiles, arrest rapists, arrest murderers, and arrest people
But why?
who do things that
it
are
doesn't
immoral.
matter. What does immorality have to do?
Immoral
No. It's
in
not
a legal
immoral
way.
to pay a university to get your child in.
That's
No. It might be unethical. It's not
Yes.
immoral. Immoral is something that actually is detrimental to those around you and puts people at risk. This doesn't put someone at risk. In terms of a private university, I believe it's their prerogative. My whole point is look at the amount of tax dollars that we put to put this lady behind bars for 5 years or however many years it was, or Lori Loughlin, or
Sure.
what was the other, Felicity Huffman, or any of these people.
I don't know any of them.
This,
All I
it's
know
this
is Aunt
ridiculous. Why are we? Why are we spending these tax dollars on that when we should be using
First of all,
this
she's
towards?
only going to jail for like a day, so she's fine.
I don't care. My
Second
point
of all,
is
she
there's
needs to go to
tax
jail.
dollars that are going towards these things
Sure.
that I believe are unnecessary.
She needs to go to jail and she needs to repay.
Okay, I disagree, but that's fine. Pay whatever you want. You want them to pay $1 million? I'm totally fine with that. Don't make our tax dollars go towards anything. If anything, fine them so that they give more money so that we have more money to put behind rapists and pedophiles in jail. And in regards to the original question, Sofia Vergara, Modern Family, all the way.
That's a good
Amazing.
call.
That's
At
a
least we
great
can
one.
agree on
Really
Sofia
good one.
Vergara. At least we can agree on her because we
That's a
can't
really good one.
agree on immorality and unethical behaviors not being
Look, Tom,
punished
we're
by the
not
law.
asking about all that. We're just asking all of us to agree on Aunt Becky. That's it.
Yo, I don't even agree on Aunt Becky. Honestly, I didn't like Aunt Becky on the show. She was
Someone
a
smack
little
him. What
she
is
was a
this?
little uppity, bro. I didn't like Aunt Becky.
Yo, you're hurting my feelings.
I'm
right
telling
now?
you the truth.
That's a celebrity crush right
Yeah,
there.
I didn't
Yo,
like
I'll take this
Aunt
This
personally.
Becky.
woman that you're
Aunt
just.
Becky was extra.
I'll take this personally.
Uncle Jesse, we could talk, but
Are
Aunt
you
Becky,
serious? You don't think Uncle Jesse was way more extra than Aunt Becky?
Yo, Uncle Jesse had cool hair. Aunt Becky
No,
worked on a show, didn't have any people of color on her show, and I felt like she was mean to the girls.
I remember the song.
She was
that-
mean to the
that,
girls. She was mean to DJ's best friend all the time.
Like
They
one
were
time.
all
I
mean
mean,
to DJ's
yeah,
best
like,
friend.
no.
She
What-
deserved it in
What
that
about,
one.
She's
what about the
annoying.
dad? Bob, was it Bob
Bob
Saget?
Saget.
What about Bob Saget?
I'm pretty
He
sure
was
Bob
mean.
Saget slept with DJ's best friend. Like,
No
Like,
way.
I believe it.
like once she hit 18, I think that was okay. Let's get into the
Creepy.
next thing: popping or stopping. Popping or stopping is basically
So it's something that's happened either in pop culture or in the current trend climate, and we decide on the show if it's popping, meaning it's really cool, or stopping, it just needs to end like right away.
Cool.
this week. This has made the most major waves, and it's just everywhere in the sense of pop culture. Hashtag WAP.
I don't know what that is.
I know you don't know what that is. Let me
Neither.
explain. Let me explain because I know, and I know why you were fighting so hard for Aunt Becky because you're so rich. You're like, we shouldn't get in trouble. We shouldn't get in trouble. But us welfare babies, okay. So here's the thing. Like, And you know what's funny? Like I didn't come from a wealthy family. Like oh yeah. Put them all in jail. Hashtag WAP. WAP is a song. It's a song. It's a very wonderful song.
Can you sing it for me?
It's
It is by Cardi B and
and
Megan Thee Stallion. So
Oh,
yes, it's an amazing song.
she got shot, right?
Megan Thee Stallion did allegedly get shot.
Which I want to
What do
just
you mean
say,
allegedly?
I mean, she got
Allegedly.
shot. She got
So she's
shot
not-
by
So yeah, so the suspect in the situation allegedly
Tory
is
Lanez.
Tory Lanez.
yo. He shot
He's
yo.
a performer.
We
an
need to
artist.
be mad at Tory Lanez.
But
Like
that's
he
what I'm
shot
saying.
her.
You know
we
what-
don't know the details.
We don't know the story yet.
Were
but
they
when,
dating
but
or what
when
happened?
the
We don't
story
know.
comes out, I hope that the hip hop community stands up and if this did happen, protects Megan in this situation because there was a lot of memes going out laughing at the fact that she got shot in her feet. I didn't find it funny at all, especially if it was a man behind that trigger. I can't have none of that. So I am going. Look, I'm waiting till the details come out. But if that's the situation, I am standing against that. I'm not for that at all, and I don't think it's funny.
That's real. Like that's the truth. I'm never a fan of violence towards women at all. At all. I'm not. Unless they ask for it, then that's consensual. Anyway, the point isn't that. The point is the concept is I'm not a fan of, especially making fun of
Yeah, like
women
somebody
who've been
just got shot.
abused
not
or
funny.
domestic violence. That's not
Yeah.
funny at all.
No.
What is funny, however, is Ben Shapiro, the conservative host
Okay.
and blogger, also read the lyrics to WAP, which stands for Wet A Word P Word. We're censoring not because we specifically censor, but because of the nature of our show on Twitch. So let me read the verse. This is verse 1 by Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. Beat it up, N-word, catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put this P word right in your face. Swipe your nose like a credit card. Bars, if you ask me. Hop on top, I want to ride. I do a Kegel while it's inside. Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. This P word is wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play. I'll wear a disguise. I
Stop
want
reading
you
like
to
Dr.
I'm very
Seuss,
uncomfortable.
Bro. You're reading explicit words like Dr. Seuss, and it's causing
Yeah.
a conundrum in my brain.
Hey,
Bro.
I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this
That's
little
actually
garage.
better. That's better.
Make it cream, make me scream. Out in public, make a scene, I said. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Hey.
Hey, she's talking about marriage.
And she doesn't cook or clean, so.
I'm in shock because I'm a huge Cardi B fan, but I had no idea when you read the lyrics out loud they were that vulgar.
Then how are you a huge Cardi B fan? This is,
Well, you
then
know,
just
it's
say,
like the
hey,
beat. It's the
I
beat.
like Cardi
No,
B,
no.
the person.
No, you know why? It's because a lot of people like Cardi's, her vibe and her personality, which obviously glows on social media, which helped propel her music career. I think the beautiful part about listening to Cardi B's songs is doesn't really matter what she's saying because her energy is so dope that you're just dancing with her.
You really
So
are.
I think a lot of people may not listen to her words not because they don't like her, because she has an ability as an artist to just make you dance, bro. Like
Yeah.
straight up. I dance to Cardi B in the shower all the time.
I believe that.
I believe that
I do
too.
too.
I believe. You know what? I hate the fact that now I'm picturing you twerking to Cardi B in the shower.
And I
Which
say
is-
the first two words of the WA part, just not
W-A,
not the first, not the
W-A-P.
third.
So the song W-A-P is the song. People found it extremely vulgar,
It is.
and people were really against it. There was a groups of people who were really against it. What do you think? Is it popping or stopping?
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with that. I love Cardi B, but that song's not for me. Stopping.
Sure. So you're both wrong again.
I
Here's
think-
the
I
thing.
think I'm gonna team up with, for the first time in my life, I'm gonna go against the grain and I'm gonna agree with Teron. Poppin'. It's a poppin'
Of
song.
course the song is popping. This listen, it's not saying you it's not for everyone, right? It's not for everyone. However, for years, if you haven't had a problem with Baby Got Back and Back That Thing Up
Mhm.
and
I do.
Slob on My
All of
knob,
them.
yeah, but you're
I'm conservative. I don't like this stuff. It's very
Yasmin,
inappropriate.
have you ever
know,
danced
I'm
to Back
conservative
That
too.
Thing Up?
I don't want to answer that question
I'm
because
just
it's very
curious.
inappropriate.
Yo, because you know why? Because once Yasmin's uptight until once it hits, she's like the movie
4 tequila
Gremlins.
shots in.
The movie Gremlins. After midnight, Yasmin is totally different than 3 p.m. Yasmin. 3 p.m. Yasmin's in a business suit. She's got glasses. She's very prim and proper all the way up to midnight. And then once midnight happens, it's a slow transition. There's a transition that happens. And then the real Yasmin comes out, and she's so much fun and so hype. And she's one of the guys and one of the girls and everything and all the above. We like 1 p.m. Yasmin. We love 1 a.m. Yasmin. 1 a.m. Yasmin turns up. 1 a.m. Yasmin, we have to be like, Yasmin,
Go home.
get off the table. Yasmin, get.
I'll tell
Yasmin,
you which Yasmin I like. All right, it's not.
This
it's
is
not
a hookah bar. Just why are we on the table?
I like-
Why are you
I
belly
like the
dancing?
singing. I just have to say this. I like the singing Yasmin.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
We're talking about singing.
Aw.
Yasmin is such an incredible singer. I've done parodies with her, Disney parodies. Check it out on her gram. What's your gram, Yasmin?
At Yasmin Tavakoli.
No one knows how
incredible
to spell
Disney
that.
parody.
No one
Awesome
knows how to
voice.
spell that.
Awesome voice.
We can put it
But
later.
I want
We
to
will.
explain why I think it's popping, right? Because I believe there is a double standard in hip hop
Sure.
against women. And also, what I like about the song, even though it is a little forward, okay, what it does is it eliminates something called sex shaming. And that's why
Yeah.
I really relate to the WAP, because I was sex shamed by my mom. So this is what happened. My mom caught me when I was a teenager, caught me surfing the web, okay? I was looking at an adult site.
What
All
were
right.
you looking at, George?
Now, it qualifies as softcore porn, okay? So there wasn't action.
No. Express how softcore this was.
It was highly softcore.
It was a Disney. Okay.
Disney?
So anyways, so my mom, okay, finds out, Mom, okay, I'm sorry that I have hormones and I'm a developing teenager. Tells Sunday school teacher, oh, George was looking at porn. You need to give a Sunday school lesson about pornography. And I was sex shamed in front of the whole class. And many people know this about my past. I was a born-again virgin. I was celibate for a very long time because I had guilt tied to sex. So when I listen to Cardi B, I shake it and I don't break it. I
Okay.
shake it.
I like that.
I'm glad that
okay,
Cardi B
I'll
was
shake it.
able to empower you as a woman, George.
Oh my God.
I'm glad Cardi B was able to empower you and
I felt
as
that,
a
man.
woman. Good for you. And I don't. This is opinions because we're all equal on this panel. The reason why I find it is because I listen to hip hop and I like hip hop in general, and I can tell the difference between entertainment and real life. I watch Terminator movies and I don't think people are robot machines, and I don't become an assassin and go back in time and try to kill people. I can listen to lyrics and feel and enjoy the vibe. I like Two Live Crew. I like Lil Wayne. I like people who have made extremely provocative music. So when the women do the same thing that men have been doing and they take ownership, this is why I feel like you don't have to like the song. My problem is with the people who hate the song. You can dislike the song. Both of you just simply said you're disliking the song.
Yeah.
So
But you're not against
Yeah.
it existing.
No.
so there's so many people against it existing, and it's because we know from the double standard. What was that
Oh, that's-
song?
Hold on,
That's
Lauren
the
was
whole
about to say
thing?
something.
Wait.
Lauren was about to say something.
Well, now that you bring up that point, I see that and I agree. I will say, if I heard that song at the club, I'd be dancing to it. I just
You
never
would be
listen to the
dancing to
lyrics.
Cardi
I don't listen to the
You
lyrics
know why
of
it's
rap
funny
music.
to me?
Yeah.
You know, one day this is gonna be someone's grandma's favorite song. Like someone's grandma is gonna be like, if you ask my grandma what's her favorite song, it's like, I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. And then grandma,
That's my favorite song.
grandma, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite song, grandma?
Temptations.
WAP.
Tie me up like I'm surprised. Let's role play. I'll wear disguise.
Okay, wait.
Like-
Then I do want to just mention something. Sorry.
Gobble me, swallow me,
Oh my
drip
God.
down the side of me.
Sounds like
Oh.
a Thanksgiving song or
It
something.
sounds like a feast.
I'm sure it is.
Delicious.
I think it's great that she is sexually empowering herself. I respect anyone to have their choices. I'm someone who's very moderate, so I'm open to everyone having their own opinion of how to do things. I don't like any music that's very provocative from men or women. For me, just in general, like I don't like the B word or N word or H word, like a lot of things that are
You
used
don't like
in
any
music.
of the fun words.
No, like I just don't like that in general.
I can
So like
understand that. I
men or
respect
women.
that.
But you know what? In terms of that view, I 100% think you go girl, like do your thing. And the fact that people are going to be against her doing that, but it's okay for men to do that. I have a
Exactly.
huge problem with that. And just for that reason, I would support her on this song.
Good for
Yeah.
you. See, that's the thing. It's the one thing, Yasmin. I know Yasmin very well. Once again, 1 p.m. Yasmin is very much against all of these lyrics and songs. Now, 1 a.m. Yasmin, 1 a.m. Yasmin knows all the words. 1 a.m. Yasmin knows all the words.
That's true.
But 1 p.m. Yasmin is against these songs, and it's not just from women; it's from men
Right.
or anyone who's doing it, and that's okay. But it's when people target women as if women are not allowed to be in charge of their own sexuality, as if women are supposed to be these gatekeepers and somehow only enjoyable for men to enjoy. Like, I enjoy sex, but you aren't supposed to like it. That's not how equality works.
Right.
And so and people have this horrible idea of what a feminist is. It's simply treating men and women equally. And so, and plus the beat go. Like,
Pete,
the beat goes.
I will say though, like Megan's verse is hard on that.
It's
man.
so good.
So good.
Every week we also get a question from the listener. So coming back, we had so many questions. We do pick the questions at random. So thank you everyone who submitted a question. Please continue to submit questions at.
ImperfectGshow@gmail.com.
All right, this week's question from a listener is from Michelle. Michelle says, "Hello, gentlemen. Glad to have you back. Been going through Imperfect Gentlemen withdrawal. Had a specific thing happen. During intercourse, I called my new boyfriend Daddy. He thought it was very weird. My last boyfriend loved it. I kinda like it myself, or more so, don't mind it. What are the gentlemen's thoughts on the term daddy?" Gentlemen, that's you two. Let us know. What are your thoughts on the
We're not
term
gentlemen.
daddy?
We're gonna defer the question to our expert
Well, I'm really interested
panelist
to hear
guests.
what you guys
Yeah,
have
exactly.
to say.
You guys are the guys. We want to know,
Yeah,
if
but-
anything, what you guys think
I know, but
about
what do
that.
you think of the term daddy? Is it something like, let's say you were with someone.
I don't think I mean, I've used the term papi, like, in Spanish, but I wouldn't use daddy, but that's just me.
You use poppy during an intimate
No,
moment?
just like in general, like, hey, papi, what's up, whatever, but not daddy. But then again, that's just not me. Like, I don't know.
Lauren,
I've never used that word.
would you
with
be
a
against
guy.
using the term daddy?
I mean, it's just not something I would ever think of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like the last word that would come out of my mouth.
George?
It depends on the language.
He likes it. I
It
think.
depends on, because if it's like a Persian or Arab chick, she'd be like baba, and I'll think of like a fat, bald person hovering. That's not so sexy. Baba, baba. So like if it's daddy, it's like, yeah, daddy makes me feel myself. Daddy,
You like-
daddy's lit.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing about it's interesting the things people will say during coitus, right? Daddy is a little weird to me. Daddy's a little weird to me. Zaddy is more appropriate because it's not. Daddy's like, oh, daddy, oh, father, oh, the person who raised me. Like, it's a little
So I'll admit,
awkward to
when
me.
I have a gay friend and he calls me Zaddy, and it makes me feel like I'm cool or something.
Yeah, Zaddy has a little more connotation to it. Like, what's up, Zaddy? I don't know about during intercourse. For me personally, more power to anyone that does like it. As long as you're not doing anything illegal or hurting someone against their will, I'm all for everyone expressing themselves sexually.
Have you been called daddy?
Maybe,
Have you been called papito?
but not. I haven't been called daddy in a way that I wasn't. I don't like daddy, baby.
You don't like baby?
No,
Why?
No, I don't
because
like baby.
I like
yeah,
my name.
I don't like the baby.
I
Really?
like my
You'd rather
name.
be called
Baby.
daddy than baby?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's so
Ooh.
weird.
I would rather be called Tehran, like all through. Like even when people are like, oh Jesus, oh Lord and Savior, oh Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, oh John 3:16. Like, why are we just being so explicit during sexual intercourse? Why is it then that we've all of a sudden used terms that we normally wouldn't use during our any other day language?
Yeah.
It's just interesting the words we find and give power
I'm just
to.
not with the baby. Like, I'm not baby. I'm a man. I'm a grown man. I ain't no baby.
Oh, there's the ego.
Yeah.
There are like 52 rappers named Baby right now.
Well, like I have this theory that the best two rappers out are both Babies.
Yeah, Little
Da
Baby,
Baby
the Baby.
and Little Baby.
Yeah.
Best 2 rappers.
I don't know
easily.
who those
They're
people
amazing.
I know.
They're such good
They're
rappers.
like the Elton John.
They're so
and
good.
I was with you on that.
I know.
Okay,
I know
continue.
you
Yeah.
were. And
Like,
the
if
lead
I-
singer of Queen.
Yeah, but look.
It's like-
Oh, okay.
If I was
Freddie
a-
Mercury?
yeah, it's Freddie
Yeah.
Mercury
I like
and the
that.
Elton John of rap right
Yeah,
now.
there you go, Tara.
Thank you.
If I was a rapper named Baby, then that'd be dope.
I talk
'cause that's
bougie.
my name. But like,
I like
talk-
it.
I
I
talk-
like
be
it.
called the Baby.
I
No.
talk Beverly Hills. You know what I'm saying? So
Elton John.
look, to me, and I'd like to say to Michelle, I think the women on the panel, so you're telling her what should she do? She's in a situation with a new boyfriend who thought it was weird. She kind of likes it.
Look, I think it's every person is different. What they like is going to be different. Your new boyfriend might not be the same as your old boyfriend. There might be things that he likes that your ex didn't like, or vice versa. And it's all about getting to know each other and take the time to develop that chemistry and understanding and communicate. And I would just talk openly about it and be like, well, what do you prefer? This is a habit that I've had before. So what do you like? And just kind of talk about it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Open communication is important, and just treating each relationship separately, because I think that's important to not kind of maybe even call your new boyfriend's name the same one as your ex. Be a
It's
little weird.
interesting.
Right.
You said something very important, Lauren. You said communication. They clearly didn't have a conversation about this.
Totally, yeah.
There's a lot of things that this brings up. So explore that idea of communication for us a little more.
Gosh,
And
I
how
think
important it is to intimacy, sexual or otherwise.
it is a make or break in every relationship. And if two people can't sit down and have an honest, just real talk with each other, then there's no point. There's literally no point. You should never feel like you're having to pull teeth. It's not a chore. I'm not gonna make you sit down and have a timeout and talk with me about how you're feeling. So if you can't communicate with your partner, then what's the point in being in a
So,
relationship?
Lauren, what if you call your partner and they're like, George, you're calling me about this? I gotta go. How would that make you feel?
I'm very dismissive.
Well, can you tell him that?
Yeah, I think that you have
Yeah,
to.
stop dismissing me.
You
friend.
have to. The way I view it is, you have
First
to
of
be on
all,
the same team.
Please don't get on George. So George feels like I dismiss him, but my love language, Lauren,
You're right. You're in
my
a
love
relationship.
language is shut the F up. Like that's my love language, okay?
It's hurtful. I feel like my voice isn't being heard, and I feel like you're suppressing me. And I think it needs to stop.
You guys need couples therapy.
Well, I will say to that is knowing your partner too. So knowing what.
Thank
ticks
you.
them,
Know me better, bro.
but in that you have to meet in the middle at some point. There's
No,
gotta be.
I'm good.
I get you, you get me, and you have to feel like both people are putting into the relationship, because if it's just one the whole time, then that person's going to be resenting. Then it's like every time you see them, like you're,
Right.
you're not happy, you're not enjoying your time together.
So, Lauren, you
you can
said something
have
that made me
resentment
think. You
towards
said if you can't communicate, then what's the point, right? So, if you can't naturally communicate, do you believe it's something that can be worked on, or once you try it a few times, it doesn't? Like, when do you know to like just quit trying with the communication?
I think it can be worked on, but both people have to want to work on it. So if one person is like,
I don't want to work on it.
yeah,
Well,
I don't want to
well, you
work
have
on
to.
it.
So
Well,
look,
you have to.
Okay, I
listen,
think a
have
friendship is
to.
different than like a
He has to.
romantic relationship.
let me explain something to George, because George says things to me all the time. He's like, but Tehran, you don't understand. That's what he says to me. I don't understand.
Okay.
Let me explain something to both of you so you get this picture. Sure, I played basketball, but I was also valedictorian. I graduated magna cum laude, Yasmin knows this, with double undergrad degrees in international politics and communications, with a minor in religious philosophical studies. I then got a master's in economics and a law degree where I graduated top of my class. I'm in Mensa.
Mashallah.
I understand. The one thing I do is understand. I almost had a perfect SAT score, right? I understand. I just don't care. Like, I don't care when Georgia, like, all
do you
these
see
feel like
the
I just don't
daggers
care.
that,
I
the
Yeah, but
verbal
see,
daggers that he shoots at me all
But like
day?
you might have a very high IQ, you might be very intelligent, but you might have a very low EQ, emotional
Ooh, can you-
quotient.
bars.
So
Mic drop again.
no, it's not a mic drop. I'm just saying that different people communicate in different ways, and
Mm.
people have strength in different things. Some people aren't very like George is someone who's a lot more sensitive than you are
A
with
lot.
a lot of things,
A lot.
right? And it's very challenging for someone who is more like you.
George got mad at me because I didn't cry during Bambi. Is
He
that
should've- he
like is
should've
that my
cried.
fault? Is that
You owed tears to Bambi.
Yeah, but see, that's again, you can't judge him for the way that he reacts to something. So
Oh,
just
so
as
I'm
much as
wrong now?
wait, just as much as you want to be understood by him, you have to also give him leeway to understand him because it has to go both ways. You can't expect him to understand you if you don't understand him.
Well, I don't want to understand the devil.
There you go.
he also got mad I didn't cry during Lion King. I just want to let you know.
See, but
Lion King
that's
was
that's the point I was
I
making.
I understand why he is sad.
Right.
I just don't care. Like you know what? You know, EQ is the understanding of emotions. I understand them. I just simply want to get in, and I'll tell you something. Actually,
quit.
I want to, no, George, I want to tell you right now, this is actually a thing. You know, because of my life and like things I've been through on the outside, I act like I don't care. It's like, it seems like a defense mechanism, but deep down inside, I don't give an F. Like I'm actually way nicer on the outside than I feel on the inside. Do you
I
understand?
need a little
Like,
bit of that.
deep down inside, and it's like I've had a great life. Like I haven't had a bad life. I've had a great life. I've had a lot of love. I just don't care. I don't
So
care.
I want to know from our
I don't care.
expert panelists,
I don't
Yasmin
care.
and Lauren, is that a positive trait or negative? Well, actually, let me rewind. Is that an attractive trait or unattractive trait in a man? A man who just doesn't care.
Well, it depends on what we're thinking about. Like,
Thank you,
if-
Lauren.
If, this is going to be like, you didn't make it to something that's important to me, you didn't show up, and you just don't care. Like, we're gonna have some problems to run.
Depends on what's important to you, right? So here's the thing. I'm actually the number one person people call when something real is going down. However, if something is arbitrary, I'm probably not the person you should call. If it's an arbitrary thing, oh look, Chaco gave me his paw. Don't call me.
That
see
was
that.
a moment to celebrate. And you know
His-
what? He didn't come to his graduation.
He was 2 years old, bro.
You
He
didn't
was
come-
already 2. Like he was 2. That would be like,
Okay,
yo, my 17-year-old graduated from kindergarten. Are you coming?
Well,
No.
he had trouble
I'm not.
learning. He failed puppy class twice. All right,
4 times, George. 4 times.
but
He
I
got kicked out twice and failed twice.
get it. Okay, I get it, Teron. You don't care. All
You
right.
guys really need couples counseling. That's all I have
Why
to
do you
say
think
about
we
that.
have this show? Let's get to our topic, shall we? All right, our topic this week is something that people actually emailed in, and it became one of our topics because we have to talk about it. With Corona being the topic for the last 6 months, the question is, how do we date during Corona? Is there a protocol? Is there sex? Is there a good time? How do you make it work?
I haven't dated during Corona, so I feel like I'm the wrong person to ask.
That's what happens when you listen to so much Beyonce. What?
Well,
You thought I forgot? I didn't forget.
I think that there's a few ways to go about it. I think one is obviously you can go about it through dating apps. You don't have to meet with the person right away. I think that you could communicate via messaging or whatever. Now, a lot of these dating apps have these video call features. By the way, I know all this because I actually did a talk about this a few months ago.
Zoom?
Um,
Like date on Zoom?
no, like for example, Hinge or whatever the other ones are.
Tinder?
Like I don't know about
Raya.
Tinder, but I know
Grindr.
like the ones that are like
Grindr?
not like the Tinder and stuff. The ones that are more for relationships. So I guess like Match or Hinge or these ones.
Tinder can be for a relationship just because people don't use it for a relationship.
I mean, you know what I mean. Anyway, like they have now these new features where people can video call. So let's say you met a guy on Hinge and you wanted to get to know him. Well, if you don't want to give him your number, you could actually just video call him on Hinge, talk to him. Or, I mean, I would think that it would be good to talk
It's
to the
over
person.
for catfishing.
Yeah, no catfishing. So then you would have to like video call with the person, get to know them. Maybe if you see that there's enough chemistry that you want to actually meet them in person, then give that a chance.
Yeah, I really like that actually because when I was dating, I can't tell you how many times I wasted my time on first dates from dating apps that it was just a funny story to go and tell my friends because a lot of times you don't know these people walking in and it can be a weird situation.
You know, I would find it weird if someone hit me up from Hinge. You know why? Because have you ever been on Facebook and random people you don't know just start video calling you? And it's like, yo,
My
yeah.
relatives
hey bro,
from overseas,
you're in
yes.
India. Why are you?
When Instagram released that feature, where you could just call
It's
someone.
very weird.
I got all these random calls, and I felt like my privacy was being invaded.
Yeah, and it's always, I don't know why, it's always someone from a random country.
Yeah.
It's always someone from a random country who's like, but they're legitimately calling you.
Yep.
Like it's cute on one hand because you're like, oh, maybe they're just interested. On the other hand, it's like,
Yeah.
yo, I don't know anyone in Kuala Lumpur. Like that's not.
Yeah, but in this circumstance, it would be a situation where you've already matched with this person, you're already communicating with them, and they would actually send you a request.
I know, but
yeah,
if we
to
were
do a
dating,
video.
I don't even want someone to FaceTime. Like I feel like I'm being investigated. Like why are you in my
Well, it just
grill?
sounds like you don't even want a girlfriend or anything. It just
I'm-
sounds like
no.
you hate people. So, like, I feel like for you, you just want to, like, you're like,
Wow.
leave me alone.
Yo.
Nobody call me. Nobody talk to me. Just
Wow.
leave me
I kind
alone.
of like quarantine. I'm not
Right,
gonna
there
lie.
you go.
Tehran, have you ever cuddled before?
I mean, have I cuddled?
this.
Yes,
Probably
I
not.
have cuddled.
You've cuddled?
I've
How
cuddled.
many times? Can you count it
I
on
can
one hand?
probably count the amount of people that I would like to or enjoy cuddling with.
No,
ever.
how many people have you cuddled with in your life, and how many times has it happened?
I have not cuddled with that many people. I mean, yo, we're looking at cuddling numbers. I can't say cuddling people. Clearly less than.
I think you
less
need
than
to
5
adopt
ever.
a dog. You need to adopt a dog.
I don't like pets. My parents used to. When I was a kid, they tried to get me a dog. Like when I was a kid, and I was like, I don't want the dog. Like they tried to get me a dog, and then after 3 days, they had to take the dog back because I didn't want the dog. Like they were like, but it's a dog. So what? Impress me. Like what do you do? You know what I'm saying?
Aren't we
Like what do
doing
you
a- like,
do?
Was it Cru de Ville parody? How do you
Cruella
say
de
it?
Vil?
Cruella de Vil, yeah. We'll
You
star
can
you
hear
in
me
it.
Cruella
Tehran.
de Vil.
I don't know
But-
why don't here we accept so many different people's lifestyles. Why not accept mine too?
I just want to hug, bro. Anyway, so here's the thing about dating in COVID. I really like the fact that people who are meeting people now are using video. As a matter of fact, there was someone who was supposed to come be a live guest today who said, no, I have a Zoom date.
Really?
And I thought that was a great idea because they've wasted a lot of time with first dates, not
Right.
knowing what they're getting into. And I saw this Indian dating show on Netflix where
Oh
you
my
saw the
God.
couple.
Arranged? What's it called? Arranged?
Indian matchmaker.
Indian
Yeah.
matchmaker?
Indian
Yeah,
matchmaker.
everyone talks about it.
So it was really cool because you saw the couple, like you saw the relationship develop. It was long distance for a little bit. And they found out over video, they found out their differences.
I saw
And they-
another dating show called 90 Day Fiance.
Oh my God, I'm
Now that-
obsessed.
yo, now they
Obsessed.
also have a video call, and then one person just uses the other person's credit and gets a green card. Like,
Oh, yeah.
how does that?
I mean, but like you're giving an example. Okay, let's talk about 90 Day Fiance. If you are a like 65-year-old unattractive lady who doesn't take care of herself and you get a 26-year-old dude from Morocco or Tunisia or whatever, like
Maybe
in
you
this-
got that WAP.
like and he's good looking, he probably wants a green card. Or if you're like a 50-year-old dude who has a lot of money and you're getting the hot model from Russia, I'm sorry, probably she wants your money and a green card. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I have a question, and you brought up being able to communicate. Do you like that feature because it allows you to actually get to know the person?
Yeah.
You do know that guys lie. Like, let me help you, right?
Oh, do I know guys?
So
lie?
this is the truth, right? This is the truth. And my parents have been married for 30 some years. Your parents have been married for
Almost 36 years.
almost yeah. I don't know, Lauren, your parents
It's been about almost 30 years.
and George's parents have been married for a long time,
Yes.
right?
I don't know the exact amount of time,
It's
but
long.
it's somewhere there.
Yeah, it's 30 plus,
Yeah.
right? To be realistic, it's 30 plus, and
Wow, all four of
up
us
and
have our
down.
parents still together. That's
Wow,
so
that's
rare.
very rare.
it's the thing is this. What's even more rare is which one of your dads still opened the door for your mom? That would be more rare.
My dad does.
Yeah, your dad kind of does. Look, let me.
No, he
explain.
does.
I know he does. I know
He's
he does.
nicer
He's
to
so
my
sweet.
mom than she is to him.
Her
She's not very
father
nice to
is
my
the
dad.
perfect gentleman.
He is a wonderful person. Your father is absolutely amazing. He opens the door for me. So that's not.
He calls me and he's like, so my parents' anniversary is in a few days.
Yeah.
My dad called me yesterday and made a point and was like, Yasmin, what should I plan for your mom? What should I get for her? Where do you think would be a romantic
Wow.
restaurant
That's
that I
so
could take her
sweet.
to? Like, he calls me and asks me, and it's always been like this
That's
for
so sweet.
10 plus years.
Remind me to block your dad on Instagram
See,
because
so
I don't need that kind of
Tehran
energy in my
sounds a
life.
little-
I don't
Tehran,
need
you
my
that.
dad
sound a
doesn't
little
have
jaded.
Instagram, so
Romantic
you're
energy.
good.
Did someone hurt you, Tehran?
No, it's not that. Here's the thing. What I'm saying is, when Yasmin's father is an outlier, I'm in many ways. At some point, it's like, yo, it's easier to open the door. Like if my mom waited for my dad to open the car door, she'd still be at the curbside at Walmart waiting for him. Like, he would have went, he forgets. Like, here's the thing, but they've been married and they have a very good relationship and it's an understanding. But I'm sure in the beginning he was all open door, blah, blah, blah. Guys lie. So how do you know that the FaceTime first guy you meet is the real guy or just the FaceTime guy?
You know that he's not the FaceTime guy or he's not the first date guy because they never are the first date guy.
I am
But-
the first date guy.
Well,
Like, I'm me from the day you meet me. And Lauren, you've
you're
met
the
me before.
you're the exception though. So I think that, you know, you have to go into it knowing everyone's going to put their best face forward. And then you should know to trust your instinct because your gut's going to tell you if something's off and you should always
I
listen
love
to
that. I love
Yeah,
that.
that sounds great till you talk to all the kidnapping victims. Like, that's not.
Yeah, so
I
they
don't know
should
if that's like the best
Here's another good thing about
judgment.
the video call. Unless you're getting frisky and webcammy, if you're talking to someone for a long time virtually, right? You're subtracting the physicality. Now, as we know, a lot of
Bless
things,
you.
bless you, a lot of things that have to do with attraction are, bless you, pheromones, sex. What I like about this is you explore the other things before you explore that. So the honeymoon phase is often the initial sexual rush where your hormones are flying and you're physically attracted and it's new. And that sometimes obscures our judgment of character, of compatibility and intellectual compatibility and emotional compatibility. What I like about the video conferencing first for an extended period of time, it's not you're removing the possibility of sex in person at least or physical attraction. So you're finally getting to know the people. And I think the number one mistake I see in relationships is compatibility. And because there could be a huge physical attraction and the rest of it may not be there. And sometimes, as we know, sex is the glue that holds a relationship. What I'm saying is discover the other glue and then combine it with the sex and find the glue that's all in one bottle, baby. You don't need the Elmer's. You don't need the super glue over here.
You know,
All the glue's in one bottle, baby.
it's sweet you said that. I wonder how many guys on a FaceTime are just like waiting for a nip slip. See, that's the thing. That's why it's so hard to me, I think, and I want to ask both of your opinions. Who is it harder to date for? Like, who is it harder to date for? Like, is it harder to be a guy and date or a girl and date?
Depends on what you're looking for. So when you say date, do you mean a person just looking for a companion, like for a week, a time being, or like a relationship, like a girlfriend, boyfriend, or marriage? What do you mean?
I would assume. See, my thing is this: dating. If you go dating, I don't even like terms, right? So dating, I don't like no
you're
terms.
a
I
no
don't like
labels
terms.
kind
I
of
don't
guy.
like labels. Yeah, I don't like girlfriend, boy. I don't even like it when my parents call me their son. Like, we
Oh,
need
we're
to
going that
discuss.
deep.
Like, I don't like
Damn.
labels, bro. Like, we're gonna have to talk. But my whole thing is this. My question is this. And I also think I saw my good friend Eddie out there. I want to say a shout out to him. I want to say my whole thing is this. Let's assume that dating is with purpose. So people go into dating, or at least they should when you're dating, not just interacting, not in a situationship, but in a relationship, that the dating is supposed to lead to a finite relationship of your selection. So if it's a monogamous relationship or polyamorous relationship, but it's something where this becomes your significant other, that kind of dating. Who is it more difficult to be in that situation?
I think the women, because in my opinion, boys love the shiny object and you are the most exciting thing in the world. You're new. And then 2.5 months later, you're old news and they want the next shiny object.
Not
just-
true.
I think that that's a common thing with men is that they get really excited in the beginning and then all of a sudden it's getting real and you're, moving more towards maybe you're having a rough moment. Well, they didn't like that rough moment in you. They want the fun stuff. So, relationships are real. It can
That's
be hard.
actually a great perspective, and I personally agree with you. While George said not true, I feel like it's really true. As
Yeah.
men, we need to accept our
I
responsibility.
want to clarify. Not true for me.
Not true for you.
Maybe you're the
But for
exception.
most guys, honestly, most guys were POS. Like, that's actually why guys get so mad. You know, a girl will be walking with a guy or with her boyfriend, and then like another guy checks her out, and she's like, what's wrong? And the boyfriend's so mad. Like, I'll fight the other guy. Why? Because to you, you just think, oh, that guy looked at me and thinks I'm beautiful and how I'd look in a wedding dress. And we're thinking, that guy looked at you and is wondering what his thumb looks like in your butthole. Like that's how
Look,
guys.
Wow,
so-
that one
look,
left very
so-
quick.
Guys are
wasn't expecting
garbage.
There-
Guys
so
can be garbage.
All right, maybe.
Yes, they can.
Maybe I take back my not true. So look, I worked as a bouncer in a nightclub.
Thank you.
I can't tell you how many times I had to kick guys out for literally walking up to women and grabbing their butts or saying something
Horrible
obscene.
behavior.
And this is
Horrible
like
behavior.
there was this I love refinement, very refined couple enjoying their time at the bar. This guy, this savage, seeing that they're a married couple, she's with her husband, goes and just grabs her butt. And I had to throw him outside. I did some other things. we
That's
won't talk about.
actually, that's actually what you have. You ever seen like a guy will come on and be like, "Oh my God, this is your girlfriend? You're such a lucky guy." That
By the
just
way,
means I would love to sleep with your girlfriend.
verbal butt
That's
grabs.
literally
Verbal
what it
butt grabs.
means.
Yeah.
Literally, it means I would totally sleep with your girlfriend.
Yeah,
I would
it's-
sleep with your wife.
I-
This your wife? What a lucky
and look,
guy.
and sometimes men, a lot of men won't admit this, Tehran, but men can be very insecure. So we are. So while y'all think maybe that we're not insecure and that maybe you're insecure about us, we're twice as insecure.
Yeah,
I agree with
I think
that.
that. Yeah,
Insecure.
we know men are
Yeah.
insecure, by the way.
Where else
Very
is that
proud.
coming
most
from?
most men, they won't admit it.
But that's
I'll
not
admit
women's
it.
responsibility. Do you think that men's egos should be women's responsibilities?
No. They should go work on that and come back later.
Yeah. So in Corona, during the time of Corona, how do you even meet someone during Corona? How do you even meet someone?
Doctors
Like
office.
before. No, because before you would be like, "Oh, I met someone out," right? You would meet someone at the club
Well, that's
or
why dating apps are doing so well right now. Like you see ads all the time for Match.com, Hinge, this and that, whatever the different apps
Christian
are.
mingle.
Like yeah, farmersonly.com. I've certainly seen a few of those advertisements on like
It's-
Bravo
it-
or whatever.
It's a luxury. And this is what's so mind baffling about this, right? Is that you're seeing all these ads, they're out there, they're so accessible. How did like our grandparents' generations, a lot of it was like there was just like either they were
We're set up.
arranged
Mhm.
or it was just the next person
It was
in the village.
Exactly. It was only
it
within
was
your horse's
in
radius.
in
bro.
some cases,
Your
the
horse radius.
cousin, Jamila, like, bruh, like, and for some reason, I feel like with all our access to more options, the divorce rate keeps going up. We're like slower to get married. If you look at timelines, it's like, is too many options hurting us or is it helping us? And in a time like this, is it helping or hurting? I don't know the answer to that question.
Yeah. What do you guys
hurting.
think? What do you
It's
both think?
definitely hurting because I think people were a lot more dedicated to each other back in the day. Now it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we broke up. Well, it's fine. I'll meet someone else, or
on
at least,
Instagram. Or this or
yeah,
that
at
or
least
whatever.
that's how I think that a lot of people think. I wasn't, unfortunately, didn't get that. I feel like every time I end a relationship, I like, need a year to myself.
What's your sign? Out of curiosity.
Capricorn.
Me too.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Capricorn crew. Oh, no, I'm not a Capricorn. Can
No,
we
you're
get
an
back to the
Aquarius.
good stuff here? Can we get back to this good stuff?
What were we talking
We
about?
just had the most LA moment ever.
Yeah.
What sign are you? And, oh my God, I'm a Capricorn. You're a Capricorn? Oh my, they say about Capricorns. What do they
Loyalty.
say?
Someone-
Loyalty.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
'cause
I'm
Capricorns
loyal
don't
to a
cheat.
fault.
No, we don't.
Okay,
To a
well,
fault.
I bet you if I go to Capricorns, it'll be Jada Pinkett. And it'll be like,
Bruh, my
Michelle
dog,
Obama is a Capricorn. Thank you very much.
my dog got discriminated against in LA for his zodiac sign.
What is his
He's a
sign?
Taurus. He's stubborn.
I like Tauruses.
Yeah, they're stubborn.
It's nuts.
so back to the conversation regarding where do you even meet people? Yasmin said on apps. Lauren, where are you meeting people? Or are you just
Where-
not? Or where would you be comfortable to do so?
Oh God. Well, nowhere anymore. You just never know what someone's story is until you fully get to know them. So the way I'm viewing it now is like the way I view dating now is you got to be 100% confident in yourself. And then when you're happy with yourself, then it will just come naturally. Whether that's a dating app, whether that's in person, I feel like when you're not looking for it is when it. when
Lauren,
it
you just dropped a bar. So maybe it's the answer to that. Is this the one rare time in the world where there's all this downtime that maybe we put a pause on things and develop ourselves?
Yeah, and
for
if
how
something happens
long?
naturally, then that's great. But I think we put a lot of emphasis on finding the right person,
Finding
not
the
being
right person.
alone. No one wants to be alone, and and that can be tough. But if Corona's taught me anything, it's that I keep myself good company,
Mhm.
and I really enjoy spending time by myself too. So when you know that you're capable of that and you enjoy that, then I think that's like the best feeling in the world.
You know,
Yeah.
there's some famous Capricorns I want to just point
Oh
out.
God.
And-
Anthony
Alright.
Hopkins, Silence
Okay.
of the Lambs,
All right. next.
famous
Silence of
Capricorn.
the Lambs.
Oh, you
Um,
skipped over Denzel Washington
Al Capone.
Yeah, why
and
did-
Bradley
Al-
Cooper.
Al
He's skipping
Capone?
over
Al
Do
Capone.
not skip
Cooper?
over Bradley.
Al
Orlando
Capone.
Bloom,
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage,
Um,
Patrick Dempsey,
Mel
Jude
Gibson?
Law, Ricky
Wow.
Martin.
Bias.
Mel Gibson.
Bias.
Yeah,
Also-
he's only naming the bad ones.
just wanna
Ryan
let you know-
Seacrest.
I just want to let you know. Let's. These are great.
Martin
famous.
Luther King.
Martin Luther King, notorious
Yeah.
cheater, by the way. Just to let you know.
He
Oh,
who
we
has
didn't
the
get that
tools has the
story.
power.
Yeah.
Okay, Michelle Obama as well.
But
just
you
wanna
were
say.
saying, I know you keep saying Michelle Obama. Yes.
Yes.
What were you gonna add? You were gonna add something. To
I was
Lauren.
actually going to say something. Look, so Lauren, obviously, you're Capricorn, so I already know your personality. So for someone like Lauren, I would say
you
that the
don't.
best, yes, I do, and she will confirm it right now. The best way for her to meet someone would be through friends, because she's not someone who's going to be trusting the app. She's not going to feel comfortable. So if we are friends, for example, and I come to her and I say, Lauren, I have a guy for you. He's this, that. He checks your boxes. I know his background. He's safe. There's not going to be any surprises. That might be a situation she might be comfortable with. And see, she confirmed it. And the thing is, too, for anyone who really wants a relationship right now, because, I think it's great that you feel happy. I'm the same. I'm very happy with myself. For me, relationship happens when it happens. If it doesn't, it's not the right time. But for someone who feels very much alone and that they need a relationship, don't be afraid to ask your friends' boyfriends, if they have any friends that they could introduce you to,
You know,
your friends' husbands, because sometimes that's the best way to meet somebody.
word of mouth referrals. People you
Yeah.
trust. The tongue of rapport. Someone knows someone. And then if they say like you're most like your top 5 friends. you keep.
Yeah,
So those top 5 friends probably have similar company as well.
right.
And I think it is important. Now, some people don't have a lot of friends, they may not, so they find themselves having a search online, and we're not knocking that.
No.
But kind of try and go through the grapevine first, see what you could find. And if not, then explore.
Well, I'm saying for
diversify how we're looking.
people that are not comfortable with the dating apps. That's why I said that. For someone who isn't comfortable with that, this is another way that you could try to go about it, because we are in quarantine. Most things are closed. It's not easy to just go to your local Starbucks or whatever and meet somebody,
My friend Eddie just said he met his wife at Temple, which would be
Yeah.
a great place to meet.
Yeah,
except
for sure.
now during the time of Corona, there is no temple.
is
There
no
are
temple.
no
Or
churches.
church
There are no
or, yeah.
mosques. There are no what we consider wholesome gathering places.
Libraries.
Borders. Library. First of all, you would never meet.
I would
someone at the
totally
library.
meet my husband
Only
at a
people
library.
who go to libraries are homeless guys in West Hollywood and guys named Ernie. Like no one. Libraries.
Ernie.
Maybe at like a bookstore. I could see a bookstore.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Oh, we both reach for the same book.
Oh, that sounds so
Romantic.
sweet.
Yeah, it
but
sounds
in the
not real.
movies.
It's-
Right,
yeah,
in the
exactly.
movies, like,
Exactly. I always think it's interesting. We look at the outlier idea. I think one thing that Corona has normalized is the use of online dating, because online dating was something we would view as taboo,
right.
where no
Right.
one wanted to admit when they met on Raya, because it seemed like the gold digger website.
Are you on Raya?
I'm not on any apps actually for dating. I've never done dating apps.
Wow. Okay.
Not because it's just because I just don't want to meet.
Yo,
Like,
like,
I'm not really.
I'm the same way. Like,
and
I've
it sounds
never-
expensive.
I've never used a dating app. I just like the
Instagram.
I'm one who's open to possibility, and I like just aligning with the universe and letting the possibilities. If I'm walking in my purpose, they're gonna walk with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if someone is interested right now in this crazy time of joining a dating app and trying it out, the way I view those things is, in the past when I would go on a date and it was a blind date or through a dating app, I would say, I'm going on this date for myself because it's about putting myself out there. It's about knowing that I can walk into a situation, not really know someone, and hold my own. So do it for yourself. If you want to go, then go. If you don't want to do it and you're dreading it, don't go.
Mhm.
You don't owe anyone anything.
Here's the thing about the dating situation. Dating before Corona, when you would go somewhere with a young lady, you would go to the movies, and for example, if they were like, "Oh, this movie sucks," well, It sucked twice as much for me because I paid, right? So I feel like the one thing about Corona is that at least we're meeting on Zoom, so it's a little more cost effective. You can do that.
Oh my
dream
God!
What do you mean?
Really? So
Dating
you're
in
talking about
LA
it's
is
so
expensive.
cheap?
Listen,
Oh my
Listen,
God!
women don't understand sometimes, especially if a man
Did
is
he
paying.
really just say
No,
because
you
know
he
how
can
much
have a
catch
free date with
costs?
the girl on Zoom?
Do you know how much
Jasmine.
catch costs? Catch
I'm
costs
sure it's expensive.
$434 a drink.
No.
Take her to In-N-Out
$434.
for your
It's a
first
lot.
date. Why does it have to be
It's a lot.
catch?
Yo,
Oh.
a $20 bill is a grown-up
lot.
$1 bill.
Take her to the park. Do a picnic.
My buddy
It's about
Menachem,
the thoughtfulness.
Mhm.
my buddy Menachem met his wife on a subway on their way to go do parkour. That's a great story. You know, here in LA, it's a lot different. It's different to go out on dates. So one thing, I'm actually willing to get married during Corona because weddings will be cheap. George and I actually had a discussion about that. Weddings
So
are
I
cheap.
was watching a Zoom wedding today, and I noticed there's like 5 people there, but the amount of people watching are like 500. And I'm like, yo, you don't have to pay for the 500 plates of food. I was like, I'm getting married. I'm gonna get
Tomorrow.
married. Yeah,
Like,
getting
I'm
married.
bored.
I'm
What are
getting
we doing?
married.
So where are you gonna meet your wife? Just call your mom, tell her to send over a Lebanese girl from Lebanon, and you
No,
can
I
get
ain't gonna
married.
do like that.
90 Day
I
Fiance,
have someone in mind.
season
I have
whatever.
someone in mind.
Here's my question to both of you as we wrap up. We first of all appreciate both of you being here. So is love possible during the time of Corona?
Yeah, I think anything is possible.
Okay, that's not helpful. Yes,
Yeah, I actually know a lot of people that started dating during Corona, have gotten engaged during Corona, or married during Corona.
and they're gonna get divorced once it's done.
Well,
That's-
either way, I'm just saying that
that sounds like
different people are different. You know what I mean? I think that what is meant to be is meant to be. I think for those people that are happy, that's great. I'm going to speak to the people that right now feel alone or single because I think that there's a lot of pressure right now when you're seeing your friends that are in a couple and maybe feeling alone or whatever. Use this time to reflect on yourself, meditate, make yourself a stronger person emotionally, intellectually, mentally, physically, in every way possible. So when you do meet your right match, you're going to be in a much better place and much more well equipped to handle that relationship.
And that's
Amen.
why we have this show so that we can become better men, one woman at a time. Thank you to
I've
the women,
learned a lot. Thank
the
you so
female
much.
panelists today who brought us so much knowledge. Where can people find you if you want to be found?
Lomo Life on Instagram and basically everything else.
Would you like to spell it for people?
Yeah, LOMO Life, LIFE.
And Yasmin, where can people find you if you want to be found?
You can find me on Instagram or TikTok at Yasmin, YASMIN, Tavakoli, TAVAKOLI.
That's what it is. We appreciate you two for joining us. Thank you so much for being part of the Imperfect Gentlemen
Thank you.
family. We also always have an Imperfect Gentleman of the Week. This week's Imperfect Gentlemen are going to be 2, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion,
Yup.
for opening people's minds,
Yep.
even if you're not able to open your heart. So it's amazing to watch these 2 young women empower through sexuality. Not that that's what we're condoning. However, we simply understand, and those are the markings of an Imperfect
And
Gentleman.
we feel it in the shower.
And some of us feel it in the shower, and some of us feel that power. And of course, I'm the impeccable, impenetrable Tehran Von Gosfrey. Find me at I Am Tehran all across the board. That's IAMTEHRAN. My name is like the capital of Iran. So if you don't know how to spell it, just watch Fox News alongside.
Just want to say, watch my show Black Coffee on Funny or Die. It's a nice comedy series. Shout out to the Comedy Store as well. And you can find me at Mr. George Corey Tehran. Spell the last name.
That's KHOURI.
Yes.
And we are
Imperfect Gentlemen.
Remember, nobody's perfect
But
but us.